Hi everyone, so today in Photoshop I'm going to show you how to do some facial contouring using Dodge and Burn. So I have here open a photo from last wedding season. It was a gray cloudy day, so you can see that the face is a little bit one-dimensional. There aren't too many highlights or lowlights, so we're going to change that just to add a little bit of pop to the photo. So as usual, the first thing that I've done was to create a new layer by pressing Ctrl J. I'm going to zoom in on the face because that's where we'll be working. And now I'm going to select curves, and making sure that this hand is selected, I'm going to come over to the face and I'm going to select the lightest area with the help of the histogram there on the right hand side. It's not really important that it's the lightest area, but it should be a lighter one. Now I'm going to press my mouse button down, hold it, and drag up to lighten, and release. Now coming back over to my layers, I'm going to press Ctrl I to invert the selection, and now I'm going to come over to curves again, select the hand. Now I'm going to pick one of the darker areas on the photo, and hold down the mouse button and drag down a little bit. And release, layers, and Control I to invert. Now by inverting you can see that the photo has not changed at all yet. And now I'm going to come down to curves 1, and just so I don't forget which is which, I'm going to change the name to Dodge or Lighten, and here I'm going to change to Burn or Darken. Now with Dodge or Lighten selected, because I have a black background, I'm going to select a brush, make sure that my foreground here is white, and I've lowered my opacity down to 30% and the flow to 70, just so that it paints on slowly and builds. And now I'm just going to go over the face, painting on light to any of the areas that should be lighter. If you're not sure which areas should be lighter versus which areas should be darker, you can always Google face contouring or makeup tutorials, and they'll give you a pretty good idea of where to start. Now this does take quite a while because, like I said, to make it natural looking you want to really build rather than do it all in just 1 or 2 strokes. And while the photo is perfectly okay without doing any of this extra work, it will make the face pop a little bit more and make it look a little bit nicer. Down here on the chin as well. Under here, and lastly I like to come in and paint some under the eyebrow. There you go. Now hopefully the job you've done so far is so subtle that you can't even really notice it. You might look at it and feel like you haven't done anything, but if you turn it off you can see that you've added quite a bit. Now we're going to go over to Burn now, and we're going to do the same thing with the darker areas. Again, check out some tutorials if you're not sure where you should be contouring. I'm going to do up around the hairline, down along here, underneath the cheekbones. And now I'm going to do along the bridge of the nose here. And you can also use these tools to just add a little bit more definition to areas like the eyebrows. Or even makeup. Alright, and there you have it. As you can see by going before versus after, you can see that we've just added a little bit of dimension to the face. If you find that it's a little too much, you can always lower the opacity so that it looks a little more natural. And there you have before and after.